It's time for some quick revision, a mock test or a self-assessment worksheet. And today's topic is comprehension. I will read this passage to you and you will solve it on your own. We will then discuss the questions and answers a little later. Come on, let us begin. When I was a boy, there were many things that existed on earth for me. Of course, music was always important, the chief household deity of a family, musical by tradition. The central hall of our house was given over to the making of musical instruments for which my father and his father before him were famous. Music vibrated there constantly, sometimes harmoniously and sometimes discordantly. Quality of the very air of our house. I was only a child, perhaps 4 years old, when my father began waking me at 4 o'clock every morning to go down to the hall with him and take lessons from him on the tanpura, the harmonium, the sitar, and even the tabla. He could play them all and wished to see for which I had an aptitude. I would display an aptitude that was never in question. My father taught me all the ragas, the raginis, and tested my knowledge with rapid, persistent questioning in his unmusical, grating voice. My father could see it clearly. I was a musician, not a maker, but a performer of music. That is what he saw. There was a time when I cared more passionately for marbles than for music. How I loved my mother's sweetmeats too, rather more than I did the nondescript mumbling woman who made them. Then, when I was older, there was a time when only the cinema mattered. I saw 4, 5, as many as 6 cinema shows a week, creeping out of my room at night barefoot for silence, with money stolen from my father or mother or anyone clutched in my hand, then racing through the night in time for the last show. Meena Kumari and Nargis were, to me, the queens of heaven. But all fell away from me, all disappeared into the shadows on the side when I met my ustad and began to play for him. He took the place of my mother's sweet halwa, the cinema heroines, marbles, the stolen money, all the pleasures and riches I had so far contrived to extract from the hearthstones of existence in my father's house in the music lane. I found such satisfaction that I no longer wished for anything else. This has been adapted from The Accompanist by Anita Desai. Now, I will give you time to read the passage on your own. Take your time. I'll give you 10 seconds. I cannot afford to give you more time because of the time constraint. This is a video. So, come on, start reading. I'm waiting for you. Yes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 also. Yes, I hope you have read the passage very quickly. If you want to read it again, I'll give you a little more time. Come on, just see the passage and try to understand the key concepts. Well, I know that I cannot afford to give you more time here, but still this is a practice. Let us at least try. Sorry for interrupting you. I'm just waiting for you to finish reading the passage. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Yes. For each of the word given below, choose the correct meaning as used in the passage from the options provided. Number 1, discordantly. Option A, inharmonious. Option B, melodious. And option C, dulcet. Pick out the right answer. Well, I have tried to incorporate the passage on the screen as well. Just have a look. I'm waiting for you to pick your answer, and then slowly let's move on to the next question. You will get 3 questions carrying 3 marks, 1 mark each, total of 3 marks. But here I will be discussing with you 6 meanings for practice. Question 2, constantly. Option A, occasionally. Option B, often. Option C, regularly. Now, when you will give your exam, try to read the passage twice and then see the questions, go through the questions, mark the relevant areas and then focus on those relevant portions according to the questions. That will be easier for you, and that will be easier for you in terms of time management skills. So question 3 now. Aptitude, stupidity, knack, and option C, aversion. Persistent. Option A, occasional. Option B, continual. Option C, seldom. Yes. Shall I move on to the 5th meaning? Yes. Grating. Option A, pleasing. Option B, jarring. Option C, appropriate. Again 3 options, and then it's time for the 6th word meaning. Nondescript. Ordinary. Remarkable. Option C, distinctive. I hope you have already picked up the right answers. I will now discuss the answers with you. I hope you have written the answers on a sheet of paper. If not, start doing it now. Yes, I'm beginning to discuss the answers right now. Discordantly. Which line has this word discordantly? Music vibrated there constantly, sometimes harmoniously and sometimes discordantly. Harmonious and discordantly, that is not harmonious. So it's option A, inharmonious. Question 2, constantly. The right answer is regularly. Not occasionally, not often, but option C, regularly. Music vibrated there. Question 3, aptitude. He could play them all and wished to see for which I had an aptitude. Stupidity? Well, no. Aversion? Hatred? No. So the right answer is option B, knack. And now persistent. Option A, occasional. No. Option B, continual. Yes, this is the right answer. My father taught me all the ragas, the raginis, and tested my knowledge with rapid, persistent questioning, continual questioning. Seldom, hardly. No, that is not the right answer. It's option B, grating, pleasing, jarring, or appropriate. The right answer is unmusical grating voice, unmusical jarring voice. Nondescript. The right answer is option A, ordinary. So I hope you have done the corrections. The expression all disappeared into the shadow refers to the time until when the narrator was an infant, was in primary school, was not introduced to his ustad. 3 options are there. I'll give you a clue. But all fell away from me, all disappeared into the shadows on the side. I hope you have noticed that line. You have identified that relevant portion. Question C. How did the music vibrate in the narrator's house? Constantly, sometimes harmoniously, or both A and B? This is easy. Come on, you can do it. I'm sure. Question D. How did the narrator manage to see 5-6 movies every week? Option A, he crept away barefoot at night. Option B, he stole money and ran through the night in time for the last show. Or option C, both A and B. This is also pretty easy. Again, just have a look. Take a look. The passage is there for you. Yes. Now, you have picked out the right answer. So let's move on to the next question. There was a time when the narrator cared more passionately for dash than music. Marbles, riches, mother. Yes, this one is also easy. So all the questions are easy, you see. If you pay attention, if you concentrate, everything will become easy. And the more you practice, the better you will become. The more proficient you will become in solving such passages. Question F now. Meena Kumari and Nargis were, to me, the queens of heaven. What does this line suggest? The narrator wanted to marry one of them. The narrator hero worshipped the actresses. The narrator appreciated the melodious voices of the 2 actresses. What do you think is the right answer? This is based on your understanding. The council is going to test you on your knowledge, understanding and application. Moving on to the next question. G. Who took the place of the narrator's mother's sweet halwa, the cinema heroines, marbles and other attractions? The narrator's father, the narrator's friend, or the narrator's ustad? Yes. Come on. Write it down on a sheet of paper or in your notebook. Question H. What has the narrator said about the importance of music for him and his family? Which of the following combination of sentences best summarizes the passage, carrying 5 marks? Option A. The narrator's family had rich musical heritage. His ancestors were known for making musical instruments. The whole household reverberated with melody. The narrator developed a love for music after meeting his teacher. Read the option. Question option B again. The narrator's family had rich musical heritage. His father, grandfather were famous musicians. The whole household reverberated with music. The narrator was passionate about music since he was just an infant. Options A and B. Read carefully. Option C. The narrator's family had rich musical heritage. His father was a famous musician. The narrator learnt music from his mother, and this transformed him. The 3 options. The expression all disappeared into the shadow refers to the time until when the narrator was not introduced to his ustad. After his introduction to his ustad, he was completely changed. He developed a passion for music and he forgot about everything else. Option C is the right answer. Question C. How did the music vibrate in the narrator's house? Constantly. Option A is the right answer. How did the narrator manage to see 5 to 6 movies every week? The right answer is option C, both A and B. He crept away barefoot at night and he stole money and ran through the night in time for the last show. There was a time when the narrator cared more passionately for marbles, option A, than music. Meena Kumari and Nargis were to me the queens of heaven. Well, the narrator hero worshipped the cinema heroines. Question G. Who took the place of the narrator's mother's sweet halwa, the cinema heroines, marbles and other attractions? The narrator's Ustad. What has the narrator said about the importance of music for him and his family? Question H. The right answer is the first option, option A. The narrator's family had rich musical heritage. His ancestors were known for making musical instruments. The whole household reverberated with melody. The narrator developed a love for music after meeting his teacher. In the other two options, there are errors. If you are attentive, you will be able to spot the errors. For example, in option C, it's written, the narrator learnt music from his mother. Well, this is not mentioned in the passage anywhere. Therefore, the right answer is the first option.